Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
I understand that last week. Are we working?
Yes,
Now,
it's working.
you know, we've been doing this a long time. There's a little button here. We got to turn it on. Now,
My microphone was on.
This is the only way, that I know that they missed me. Not that I have anything to do with any of this, but I can still say, I wasn't here last week, so the fact that the microphones weren't working, I just saying, But you fixed it. I'm just saying, right. All right, well, listen. Welcome back to me. We have a lot going on this week. Why not? It's always busy at Ner Tamid. So this coming Sunday, well, I just said how busy we are, but this coming Sunday.
There's no Sunday school.
Well, that's not too busy.
No.
But they have to rest up because something's coming up in religious school.
Yeah, we had a great first day back in person. It was so nice to see everybody, and I know some of you who hadn't come yet are planning to be there next week, and we're excited to see you. So we have Purim coming up on February 26th, and on the 28th, we are going to celebrate it as a religious school, as a whole community, with Puppy Purim extravaganza in our parking lot, which will include pet blessings. It'll have dog adoption. You can buy bark boxes, mishloach manot, which is our traditional gift that we give to our friends and family, but this year it's for our puppy friends or our puppy friends and family. So it's going to be a great morning, and on that Friday, the 26th, our service is actually going to be co-led via a different vehicle of technology by a lot of our B'nai Mitzvah students.
And it's going to be a little bit silly because that will be our Purim service. Not this coming Friday, but a week from Friday.
And you'll see our puppy Purim spiel, which is hysterical.
All right. Lots of going on. So this coming Tuesday, Rabbi Olshine, our resident rabbinic scholar, say that 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I have a hard time with it.
She is going to be starting a brand new class, Exploring Jewish Creativity. I think that is part 2. So each of her sessions covers a different area of Jewish creativity, whether it's writing or poetry or spirituality. You'll want to go and sign up. Compelling Conversation continues. It'll be right after my Talmud class on the 17th. Question is, once a Nazi, always a Nazi? ? Think again. We have one of our fantastic educators, Larry Cooperman, who works with a group to rehabilitate former extremists. So you have to sign up, you have to pre-register. At 7 o'clock, he's going to talk about his experience with re-educating former neo-Nazis. 7 o'clock this February 17th. You won't want to miss this compelling conversation. Even I want to come to my own compelling conversation. It's going to be great. And Cooking with Cantor is back on February 23rd at 6:30. What do we have going?
Well, it's the week of Purim, so we're making hamantashen, but not just any hamantashen. We're going to do some pretty cool hamantashen. So I'll tell you this. If you are not part of our tribe class, if you're part of our tribe class, one of our generation partners, you will have the dough provided for you. If you're not part of that class, that's okay. You can still join us. And I'm going to put a link in for a very simple dough mix that you can purchase to pre-make your dough so that you can join us for the class. So I will be putting that up on our Facebook and our website after Shabbat, so make sure to have that ready. And we're also going to put up a really cool kind of vintagey recipe that will be a little throwback if you want to remember, a few decades ago what hamantaschen tasted like. We're going to give you that option as well. So that's going to be on February 23rd, led by our child chef, Adina Polis. We'll be in the Polis kitchen, and we want you to join us for that experience so that you can share hamantaschen with your friends and family this Purim.
All right, a lot going on. We're getting excited for Purim. Hard to believe, last year, Purim was the last thing we did before we had to shutter for COVID. So it's been a year. Unbelievable. But things look a little bit brighter every day, a little bit brighter. And Purim always infuses us with a sense of fun, frivolity, and hope. So let's begin Shabbat services with Shalom Aleichem.
Let's welcome those Shabbat angels.
All right.
Page 142.
Here we go, Ricky.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We're going to turn back a few pages to page 120 in our Siddur for the blessing of the candles. If you have them nearby you, or even if you don't, you can run and get them so that you can join us for lighting the Shabbat candles. Page 120 and 21. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue on page 125. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide.
Page 138, we welcome the Shabbat bride, Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, and 9.
Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Ki hi mekor haberacha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela.
We rise to greet the Shabbat bride. We face our door.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola. Toch emonei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nikabela.
We remain standing for the Baruch Hu. We turn to page 146, our call to worship.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la.
149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai hamari varavim.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malechuto leolam vaed.
We continue with Ve'ahavta, page 154. I want to hear those B'nai Mitzvah students singing loud and proud. You can send me your selfies.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. And when your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude. And they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, nora tehilot, osefele. Malechotecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. And the women dancing with their she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance all night. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
As we transition from Miriam's song of freedom to the prayer that invites us to lie down in peace, we ask for love and understanding around us. It is the nationwide Repro Shabbat, a Shabbat meant to bring awareness to access to care and rights for reproduction. As a woman who has experienced an unavoidable missed abortion, also known as a miscarriage, I identify with women like Dr. Valerie Peterson and her difficult decision to terminate her pregnancy due to the fetus's inability to survive in this world. Tomorrow morning, Rabbi Olsheim will lead morning services, all bringing awareness to Repro Shabbat. Tonight, we hear Dr. Peterson's story that reminds us that abortion can be for a myriad of reasons, and it is not anyone else's place to stand in the way of those reproductive rights, nor access to care. At 16 weeks pregnant, I had an abortion. My son was diagnosed with a fetal anomaly that was 100% incompatible with life. I lived in Texas, where the laws at that time prevented me from getting an abortion and care that I needed at the time that I wanted it. There was a 3 to 4 week waiting list, as well as a 3 to 4 day process. The laws had such a profound impact on my mental and emotional health that I ended up traveling to Florida, where I was able to get the abortion done within 48 hours of the diagnosis and was at the clinic no more than 6 hours. I share my story so that people can know that there are many reasons people seek abortion care. I speak to share my truth in hopes that it will inspire others to share, to act, or to rethink their position or understanding of abortion and what abortion care really means. I also speak for those who are afraid to speak out due to the stigma that surrounds abortion, especially those later in pregnancy. Dr. Valerie Peterson of Dallas, Texas.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu b'shalom. V'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
continue with the Amidah, page 164. Please rise. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
We continue with the silent Amidah. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated.
So we turn to our Misha Barak prayer. If you have names that you would like to submit, now would be the time to be included in our prayer list. For you to submit names like all of us who care about people close to us. Pray for the healing of the body, of the mind, of the soul, of the spirit. We think of those who are caregivers who give of themselves selflessly so that those they care about will be comforted and know that they are surrounded by love. And for those who struggle with matters of the heart and of the mind, we ask that God bring them a sense of hope as well. I think especially of family members, my sister Dina, my Aunt Marilyn. To this we add Eddie Goldman, Joan Wolberg, Shirley Brotbauer, Chaim Schnauer, Zalman Yehuda ben Hinda Yocheved, Brad Stonecipher, Zeb Nadler, Shirley Ruiz, Susie Cerno, Rachel Tigrit, Sandy Horn, Ruth Whitley, Mark Greb.
We also add the names in the chat: Alan Bernstein, Gloria Yolanda Mendoza Gala, Alcides Omar Gallo, Sin Ava, Kurt Plotkin, Christina Premack, Jean Poussin, Tracy Ann McClellan Rosenbaum, Teresa Bertelli Ream, Rachel Tigrit, Gert Mann, Justin Plyman, Ryan McIntyre, Joseph Hodler, Jordan Goldstein, Karen Murkow, William Weiss, Donald Schwartz, Marianne Troco, Cassie Michelin, Zara Leah, Stuart Baker, Mindy Nanny, Ron Hildebrandt, Brad Gilbert, Yaakov Traeger, Karen Beth, Ariel Gaines, Judy Gaines, Martin and Arlene, Andrew Hosmer, Alyssa Novelli, Jerry Parker, Pat Brown, Karen Beth, Zara Leah, Martin and Arlene Kesselhout. Weiss, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, good Shabbos, everyone. There's an old Jewish joke. I know, it's really old, but it goes like this. All Jewish holidays can be summed up this way. They tried to destroy us. We won. Let's eat. Now, while that joke is arguably pretty old, a bit of an exaggeration, it does have a little bit of truth and wisdom. For many Jewish holidays, may not fit that description. I mean, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Tu B'Shvat, Sukkot, Shabbat, none of them have anything to do with Jewish martyrology. But a fair number of them do. Hanukkah, Purim, Tisha B'Av, and of course, Passover. So what's ironic, though, is that for many Jews, that notion, that punchline of that joke, they tried to destroy us, we won, let's eat. It's the sum total of knowledge that remains of these beautiful holidays. And the focus is on the let's eat part. We've got a lot of gastronomic Jews out there. Case in point is Tisha B'Av, which at one time was an incredibly important holiday commemorating the destruction not only of the first temple, but the second temple. It's a day that occurs on the 9th of Av, typically in August, and especially in the Reform movement, it's a fast day that we don't observe. It's kind of fallen by the wayside, but at one time it was perhaps the most important holiday. On the other hand, the they tried to kill us part of our history has still been ingrained in Jewish psyche. We may not remember all the specifics of Purim and Passover and Tisha B'Av, but we do know that, well, those holidays, and of course Yom HaShoah, the Holocaust remembrance, cast a dark shadow over our sense of Jewish identity. While the story of the modern state of Israel is told as a counterpoint to Jewish powerlessness, with pride we tell the story of the rise of the state of Israel, despite all odds, and the amazing achievements of this small country, despite the fact that they tried to kill us, we won. Let's eat. It's not to denigrate the historical significance, anti-Semitism, or the vigilance we must maintain to combat anti-Semitism. Nor is it to downplay the importance of the modern state of Israel, a true miracle in our own day. But a few weeks ago, we began reading the story of the Jewish people. We began the second book of the Bible, Exodus. And while it was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and our matriarchs who developed a relationship with God and a tribal connection between people, it was really the journey that followed the Exodus that created the concept of Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, or the children of Israel. The book of Exodus, as you might recall, begins with the words, "And there rose a Pharaoh who knew not Joseph," and it describes a time in our history in which the incredible contributions of the Jewish people, symbolized by Joseph, the most prominent of Jews, was forgotten. And not only were the contributions of Joseph and his fellow Jews forgotten, but Jewish history was wiped out and rewritten. And the new Pharaoh rose and said, why are these people so successful? Why are these people living in the choicest land? Why are these foreigners taking our jobs? And what if there was a war? Whose side would they be on? Would they be on the side of the enemy, or would they be on our side? And they rabble-roused and they played upon the xenophobia that existed in Egypt and enslaved our people. We know that story. We know how we were enslaved for hundreds of years. And it has caused, I would say, a PTSD, if you will, that no matter where we live and whenever we have lived, we always have that little worry in the back of our head and attached to our hearts that, will we be safe? Or will there arise a new Pharaoh that does not know our contributions? And sadly, Jewish history has borne it out time and time again. But now, today, I wonder, is it different? Much of Jewish institutional life is spent on combating anti-Semitism. And statistics over the past few years indicate that this, unfortunately, is sadly an important security concern for the Jewish people, even today. Likewise, much of Jewish institutional life has been spent on the support of Israel. Again, a cause near and dear to my heart. And, of course, we remember the Shoah, and we insist that our children learn about it. And we're trying so hard to get it taught in the public schools because its message is universal, even as it is very particularistic to us. But sometimes I worry. I mean, it's Jewish to worry. I worry, are we saving Jews but forgetting Judaism? Are we saving Jews but forgetting Judaism? Recently, David Suissa, the editor of the Los Angeles Jewish Journal, wrote an interesting piece in a January 3rd edition of his magazine, making this very point. In essence, he argues that we need to teach our children more joy and less oi in being Jewish. As he writes, yes, we must never stop opposing evil, but the pro-Judaism movement needs to make a lot more noise. And I don't just mean promoting Jewish pride. I mean disseminating more knowledge, more love for Judaism and its traditions. Let me state our case another way, Suissa writes. Judaism cannot survive without Jews, but Jews cannot survive without Judaism. This point seems so obvious, and yet our focus as a people on this challenge has been minimally and largely unsuccessful. When I was ordained in 1984, there were about 4 billion people in the world and 14 million Jews. Today, there are over 7 billion people, and there are about 14 million Jews. We have not grown. We have not multiplied. In 1965, the intermarriage rate was about 5%. Today, among non-Orthodox Jews, it is approaching 70%. This is not to say that interfaith families in and of themselves can't produce good Jewish children. They can. Our congregation has so many blended families that support us and learn from us, and we're proud of that. But statistically, it doesn't work that way. Statistically, we lose Jews. They forget their Judaism. Maybe they don't convert to another religion, but they forget who they are and where they're from. And so we have a problem. We have a problem as a religion. What can we do to ensure the survival of the Jewish people? We must start by investing in the relevance of Judaism in our everyday lives. It is as profound and as simple as that. We must start by doing one mitzvah at a time. There's certainly a lot to choose from: lighting candles on Shabbat, making kiddush and motzi, planting trees for Tu B'Shvat, giving tzedakah, celebrating Purim, having Passover Seders. All of these are simple ideas. And for many, that's what they remain, great ideas. But the practice is left for someone else. I see so many families where the main keeper of the tradition are grandparents. For some reason, it skipped a generation, and their children, now the parents, not quite sure what to do and may not do that much in their home. And so the kids might go to religious school, or they might be taught about Jewish pride and Jewish heritage, but when it comes to Jewish praxis, the practice of Judaism, they're ignorant. We have people who come in here and they have advanced degrees and PhDs and masters. They can speak languages. They can invent cures to god-awful diseases, but they come into the sanctuary and they look at the prayers and they scratch their heads, and it's foreign to them. They're drawn here by a sense of perhaps guilt, or perhaps a sense of responsibility or tradition, or that intangible, which is the desire to be more in touch with the divine and to be part of a community and a people. But it works both ways. To be a part means to do. To be a part means to take responsibility. To be a part means to identify with that group and understand what the group stands for. And that can happen if we're foreigners in our own land, in our own religious tradition. Who we are depends upon what we do. It is true for us as a community, and even truer for those individuals who take time to look in the mirror. But beyond doing Jewish, I want to make one more point. As diverse as the Jewish people are today, we must return to the notion of Am Yisrael, the people of Israel. As a small people, we must remain united and supportive of one another. I wonder if the next generation understands this and feels the connection to each other, as we all hope that they will. January 31st, there was a convention, an international convention, and Natan Sharansky spoke at this conference on the meaning of Jewish identity and Jewish unity specifically. He recalled that when he was imprisoned in the Soviet Union Gulag for 9 years, he never felt alone because he knew that the Jewish people were with him. During his time serving the Israeli government from 1996 to 2005, he knew that despite all of the various arguments and disagreements, and there were many, they all had the same goal of fighting for the principles of Judaism. And he concluded, once you are part of the Jewish family, you are never alone. Now, his co-panelist, Dr. Gil Troy, a professor at McGill University, added a little bit more. The Jewish people now have a positive message. It's no longer about simply being on the defensive against anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, as important as those causes are. We need to do what I call, this is speaking for him, Jew-jitsu, from never again to never alone. That's got to be our message. From doing Jewish to being Jewish. The two go hand in hand. Developing a sense of Jewish identity is reflective of the importance of doing Jewish. And doing Jewish is a reflection of the strength of our Jewish identity and the desire for all of us to be a part of the community. You know, about a half hour before services started, I was making some Shabbos calls to touch base with members, and one of them said so beautifully, Rabbi, if it wasn't for the synagogue, if it wasn't for my community, I don't know how I could get through COVID. And I thanked her very much because Cantor and I and everyone who is here works so hard for us to stay connected. But it goes beyond that. We want to be connected. We need what the synagogue stands for. We need what community stands for. And so whether it's taking a class or whether it's doing a mitzvah, whether it's staying involved in sisterhood or a mensch club, we find ways to do it. And that's how we defeat a virus. That's how we fight Jewish assimilation. That's how we combat the problem of a people that is shrinking. By growing in our sense of pride, but also growing in our sense of doing. Proverbial chicken and egg conundrum? Perhaps. But in the end, how we find our Judaism is not as important as the fact that we do find our Judaism. One mitzvah at a time, one memory at a time, one relationship at a time. Because, after all, we're stronger together. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with the Aleinu, which literally means it's on us. It's up to us. Page 586, as we face east, we praise God.
up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
At this time, please submit names for those you are saying Kaddish and Yortzeit for.
The Kaddish is found on page 598. Too many names. So look at this Kaddish list. Our husbands and wives, our sisters and brothers, children, parents. A name. Deeply felt human being who walked the face of this earth, and we miss them. We think of Ruth Golden, Jackie Luster, Sheldon Adelson, Kathy Sullivan, Betty Fox, Harold Waldman, Ina Kegel, Yehuda Dukes, Aryeh Bareket, Tammy Martinez, Zev Ben Yekutiel, Miriam Tzvia, Ruben Pereza, Don Unger, and Alan Miller. We say the Yortzeits of Richard Alberton, Donald E. Allen, Arthur N. Holzer, Rachel Bennett, Sharon Bergman, Judith Berlinger, Michael Bernstein, Jerome Borak, Jeannie Bromberg, Stacy Bromberg, Eric Boloff, Ida Mae Cohen, Ruth Cohen, Max Chiniski, Michael Draster, Irene Dwash, Samuel Emmer, Al Epstein, William Falvey, Marilyn Garth, Felicia Gordon, Rose Gross, Charlotte Katz, Mabel Kempenich, David Klein, Louis Malmud, Raymond Nitkin, Dorothy Price, Ida Rosenthal, Esther Rothman, Harry Saul, Esther Sawyer, Kathy Shepard, Mary Scholkoff, Donald Schulman, Riwa Sofer, Rose Solowitz, Iris Stevens, Ben Stolberg, Abe Tobiansky, Mel Walton.
We have the names from the chat: Gemma Wolf, Lottie Hyman, Jimmy Dio Televi, Delina Perry, Morris Perry, Tyrone Perry, Ruth and Harvey Golden, Lisa McCoy,
We think of them and all those who have touched our hearts. We rise, we say Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah. B'yalma divrachi rute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedachol beit Yisrael. B'agalav izman kari v'yamru amen. Yeheshmei rabah mevorach le'olam omeil maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekusha barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiram b'yalma v'yamru amen. Yeheshlom rabah min shamayim v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen.
Okay, it's the birthday Shabbat I look forward to all year because it's my birthday Shabbat. Is it your birthday Shabbat? Let us know in the chat. We want to thank Carolyn Friedner for making so many calls. I know she called my house. I know she called many of your houses to wish happy birthdays to all February birthdays. I think it's the best month to be born in, but they're all good. So if you are celebrating a birthday this month, please let us know. I don't know what the rabbi just. Oh, I get a cake. Can I have that instead of the challah? Thanks. Oh, okay. Well, I'm still waiting for people to put their names. Should I be asking them a question? Words of wisdom. This year is a different kind of year. So what are your words of wisdom for this year? That's what we're asking as the question. So February birthdays. Let us give you a shout out. Put your names in the chat. You're missing a candle. And I'm the one that's getting older. Magic? Oh. But it's my cake, so I can blow on it. But you think you wanted some of it, All right, so this cake is for everyone who celebrates a February birthday. We have Alana Cohen. I know we had Trisha Starr. We had Deanna D. Arkland. We have Heather Seltzer, our assistant. She's next week.
My buddy Alan Molaski, it's his birthday.
Rhonda Mushkin. There's so many. My dad is at the end of the month. We're 30 years apart, so I always know how old he is. He'll be 66 because I'm 36.
You're a righteous person now.
I am
36.
finally righteous.
Finally.
Finally.
Double chai. That's great. So what is your birthday wish? If you want to share it or not.
I mean, I think it's what everyone's wish is that we can be able to hug again, be able to be in a room, be able to celebrate together the joyous occasions, be there for each other when we need each other. That is my wish, that enough of all of this. It's time to be together again.
And I thought you wanted chocolate. Okay, so that's why you got a
That's
chocolate
also
cake.
my birthday wish.
That's also your
Yes.
birthday wish.
Okay, we got Steve Rowland, Loretta Hollander, and let's see if we got any more in our Facebook. Barbara Tayback. I said you, Deanna. I did. And anyone else? I hope I didn't miss anyone. All right. Well, we're wishing you a happy birthday, even if you didn't want to say your name.
Wherever you are, we wish you a happy birthday. The cake for Cantor also celebrates for you as well. And like she said, we hope that you are using this opportunity really to reflect upon the blessings that are upon your life. And sometimes a virus which takes away from us also gives us opportunities to give and to realize what's important and to appreciate our blessings. So may that be my wish for everyone here, to know that you're loved and appreciated and that the love you give out will also come back. So let's sing happy birthday for Cantor. Let's sing happy birthday for everyone out there who's celebrating a birthday. Ricky, here we go. Happy to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cantor.
I don't know what I just said.
Happy birthday to
all of
you.
That was a good note.
Take a wish.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess I'll just do that. Can I do it? Is that like more COVID friendly to like wave my hand around it? I don't even know.
Take this in flat.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, Rabbi. And thank you to all of you for all the wishes. And for everyone that's celebrating, have a wonderful birthday month, because I believe in birthday months, not just days.
Birthday year then. Let's just top
Birthday
it.
year.
Birthday year. All
Happy
right.
birthday to you, too.
I know, we'll just stretch it out. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
Now, we want to thank the Axelrod family for sponsoring the challah tonight.
In
This is-
honor of Cantor's birthday.
Thank you.
I mean, I worked
He
so
slaved.
hard on this.
He slaved all the way to Great
I
Harvest
slaved.
Bakery.
I slaved on
They
this.
really, we should do like, they should have like a paid ad with us, because we keep
That's
getting
right.
their challahs. They're really good. All right, so next week there is someone sponsoring, and then I don't think there's anyone signed up after
for
that.
Purim?
It's
Someone
for a 92nd birthday, I believe. I looked at it today.
But it should be for
next week we need
Purim.
a
We
Purim
need
one.
someone who's going to like take food coloring, like make it a lot of different colors, make it really fun for Purim.
Yes,
that
we
would
need
be
one of
real
those.
Cool.
But we need some new. We want to see some really cool challahs, or we just, if you want to give us even a plain challah is
You
great.
could use the rabbi's recipe.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not that hard.
Cool. So so sign up, or you can let me know if you don't know how to use the sign up. We are happy to have your challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
That's good.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
challah. Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, Repro Shabbat continues with a lot of insight from Rabbi Olshein, so please join for her minyan service at 9:45. But before that, at 8:45, you can join Rabbi Axelrod for Torah study.
All right, and spread the word. We now have participants from over 4 different states coming to join and learn from us for Torah. So please, give them the Zoom code. We look forward to seeing all of you and studying with us.
And remember, no Sunday school this week, so you can celebrate by sleeping in with your Valentine, I don't know, and
All
then
right.
President's Day, so we want you to have the weekend off, and we'll be back next Sunday, but also on Tuesday.
All right, good job, everyone. Thank
Shabbat
you, Ricky.
Shalom. Oseh Shalom. May there be peace for all of us in the world.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.